I welcome you all for this lecture series on 4G and 5G communication networks. In this lecture number 29, we'll briefly discuss about the spectrum trading. Spectrum trading refers to the buying and selling of radio frequency spectrum rights. This process enables wireless communication service providers to optimize their spectrum holdings. Regulatory bodies grant spectrum licenses which can be traded in primary or secondary markets. Spectrum trading promotes efficient use, increased competition, and better services. By leveraging spectrum trading, providers can enhance network capacity and coverage. Next, we'll see the introduction about the spectrum trading. This first we'll see the definition. The spectrum trading refers to the practice of transferring spectrum usage rights between parties to ensure more economically efficient allocation of this limited resources, and it enables a more efficient economic use of radio frequencies. This efficiency is achieved when new user values the spectrum more than the current holder, signifying that the trade increases overall economic benefit. By reallocating spectrum to higher value users, society can optimize resource utilization and drive more productive outcomes. Next, economic rationale behind spectrum trading. The principle behind spectrum trading lies in maximizing economic gains through voluntary exchange. The assumption is that buyers and sellers act rationally with no misjudgments or irrationality, and that transactions do not generate negative externalities like interference with other users. When these conditions are met, spectrum trading is beneficial. Furthermore, this mechanism enables companies to expand operations more rapidly and provides a pathway for new market entrants, enhancing competition and innovation in the market. Next, we'll see the benefits of spectrum trading. Spectrum trading provides significant advantages primarily by allowing companies to grow more swiftly. Enterprises that need additional spectrum can acquire it efficiently without waiting for infrequent government auctions. Simultaneously, the system promotes market dynamism by simplifying the process for new entrants to gain access to spectrum, breaking down barriers to market entry and fostering a more competitive telecommunication landscape. Next, minimizing transaction and administrative costs. To ensure the effectiveness of spectrum trading, it is critical to keep transaction and administrative costs low. High the hurdles can higher trades and reduce the economic efficiency of spectrum use. Streamlining processes to minimize these barriers is essential. Moreover, having a reliable source of information on available frequencies and usage requirements ensures that potential buyers can make informed decisions, further facilitating efficient spectrum transfers. Next, essential elements for effective spectrum trading. Transparency is a cornerstone of an efficient spectrum trading system. All stakeholders should have straightforward access to detailed information on current spectrum usage. Setting up a centralized database managed by the spectrum regulator is one of the way to achieve this. This database can serve as a one-stop resource for data on available frequencies, usage conditions, and rights transfer procedures, ensuring that all market participants operate on a level playing field with complete and accurate information. Next, framework and institutional arrangements. A robust institutional framework is necessary to define the rules and procedures governing spectrum trading. These arrangements outline how spectrum rights can be transferred, who has the authority to make decisions, and under what conditions these decisions are permissible. This clarity in governance ensures that the trading process is well regulated, predictable, and fair, minimizing disputes and promoting trust among market participants. By establishing these guidelines, regulators can create an environment conducive to efficient and transparent spectrum transactions. Next, license duration in spectrum trading. Spectrum trading reduces the need to set rigid expiry dates for spectrum usage rights. This system allows right to be transferred to users who can derive greater economic value from them, making the use of spectrum more efficient. Fixed expiry dates, whether 5, 10, or 20 years, and often chosen arbitrarily and do not always correspond to the changing dynamics and needs of the market. With the spectrum trading, spectrum rights can be reallocated based on actual economical demand rather than being constrained by predetermined timelines. Next, perceptual usage rights and investment incentives. Granting spectrum usage rights is beneficial for promoting long-term investment and innovation. Spectrum users often engage in phased investment such as infrastructure development or new technology deployment, which have different payback periods. Having a perceptual rights provides the stability and security needed for these investments, as companies do not have to worry about prematurely losing their access to spectrum. The regulatory approach encourages sustained economic development and support innovations in the telecommunication sectors. Next, economic support. Economists support for perceptual rights. Economists who favor market driven solutions argue for granting spectrum usage rights and usage rights in the rights. They believe that after the initial assignment, market forces should dictate how spectral is used and transfer with minimal regulatory interference. The regulator would only need to intervene under specific circumstances, such as when a user voluntarily returns spectrum or violates the terms of use. This perspective emphasizes the efficiency of letting market mechanisms determine spectrum allocation, optimizing economic outcomes, and resource use. Next, regulatory safeguards for market imperfections. Despite the advantage of perceptual spectrum rights, the existence of market imperfections means regulatory intervention may still be necessary. Regulators should have the authority to withdraw usage rights if serious issues such as market failures or breaches of conditions arise. Alternatively, rights could be subject to periodic review, allowing regulators to decide whether to extend or reallocate them. This approach strikes a balance between allowing market flexibility and ensuring the spectrum management remains fair and effective, addressing any potential problem that market forces alone cannot solve. Next, the competition issues associated with the spectrum trading. In that, first one is the regulatory goal. The regulatory policy aims to create a market environment where prices closely reflect the actual costs of providing services, ensuring the consumers have access to a wide range of service options. This objective is critical for fostering competition as it encourages providers to innovate and improve their offerings. By creating conditions where consumers can choose from multiple providers, Regulators can help drive down prices and enhance service quality, ultimately benefiting the end user. Next, challenges to competition. Despite these regulatory goals, the scarcity of radio spectrum presents significant challenges to achieving sustainable competition. In many cases, the limited availability of spectrum leads to the market structure and where only a few firms dominate the landscape. This oligopoly can stifle the competitions, and as few players in the market can result in higher prices and less incentive for companies to innovate. To counter this trend, it is essential that spectrum is allocated in a manner that forces competition rather than allowing for concentration of market power. Next, importance of assistance mechanism. The mechanism used to assign spectrum is crucial for establishing a competitive market structure. Regulatory authorities play a key role in determining how the spectrum is divided among users and setting limits on the maximum amount of spectrum any single entity can acquire. By carefully designing the assignment process, regulators can influence market dynamics to ensure that no single provider can dominate the spectrum, which in turn helps maintain a competitive landscape that benefits consumers. Next, risks of monopoly. If spectrum auctions are conducted without restriction, there is a significant risk that a bidder could acquire all the available frequencies, leading to a monopoly. Such a scenario would enable the monopolist to control the entire market, which could result in inflated prices and reduced service options for consumers. Economic theory suggests that monopolists maximize their profits by setting prices above competitive levels, which ultimately harms the market and consumers alike. Next, mitigating anti competitive behavior. Efforts to establish a competitive market structure must extend beyond the initial spectrum assignment. Unrestricted spectrum trading can potentially lead to anti competitive behaviors such as collusion among users to hold spectrum or create concentrated market power. To mitigate these risks, regulatory authorities should consider implementing measures such as spectrum caps, which limit the total amount of spectrum any user can hold. Additionally, requiring pre approval for spectrum trades can help ensure that transactions do not undermine competition, thus fostering a fairer and more competitive market environment. Next, monopolization in spectrum trading. Under the first point is impact of secondary trading. When secondary trading is allowed, companies can merge or directly transfer ownership of spectrum. This can lead to the formation of monopolies where one or a few firms control the market and can charge higher prices for the services. This is a concern because it may limit competition and harm consumers. This is main drawback. And the consequences of monopolization. If one company controls most of the available spectrum, it can negatively impact the services provided to consumers. Without competing companies or alternative technologies, the market might perform worse than it would under a system where competition is encouraged by regulation. This could lead to higher prices and fewer choices for consumers. Next, role of competition law. Competition law exists to help prevent monopolies. These laws can force companies to break up if they become too powerful or stop them from merging with other companies. It may also be necessary for regulators to closely examine spectrum trades to ensure that they do not lead to monopolistic behavior. Next, regulatory measures and benefits of spectrum trading. The first one is the regulatory measures. Regulators can put rules in place to limit how much spectrum any one company can acquire. They might also require that companies get approval before transferring their spectrum rights. These measures can help prevent any single company from gaining too much control over the spectrum. Next, promoting competition through actions. Regulators can create auctions rules that promote competitions when new spectrum is released. This means that they can set up the auction is in a way that encourages more companies to participate, helping to ensure that no company can dominate the market. Next, benefits of spectrum trading. It enhances the economic efficiency and facilitates the entry of new services, and it involves the transfer of usage rights while retaining ownership, streamlining the process of commercial use. This flexibility can lead to better services and more choices for consumer. Next, coming into the figure, the spectrum of spectrum trading structure of the spectrum trading market. The structure of spectrum trading market involves various key players and processes that facilitate buying, selling processes is involved in this, and management of spectrum rights. In this market, spectrum sellers such as existing license holders can offload their spectrum rights to buyers, including telecommunication companies or new market entrants seeking across to frequency band. This is very, very important property. Brokers may act as intermediaries to help match sellers with the potential buyers, streamlining transactions and providing market insights. The spectrum markets operate on principle of supply and demand, where buyers submit bids for available spectrum, and regulators oversee the market to ensure fairness and compliance with the legal frameworks. Additionally, spectrum trading often involves the rental of spectrum rights, allowing users to utilize the spectrum without purchasing it outright, which can further enhance the market flexibility and efficiency. Overall, this entire structure enables a more effective allocation of spectrum resources, promoting competition and innovation with the telecommunication industry. Next, we'll see the merits of spectrum trading. The first one is improved efficiency. Spectrum trading leads to better utilization and frequency resources by matching spectrum to its highest valued uses. This ensures that limited spectrum is used where it can create the most benefit. And the market valuation, it facilitates the evaluation of spectrum licenses, helping participants understand the market value of spectrum more clearly. And faster decision making. The trending process allows companies to make quicker decisions about acquiring spectrum. This speed benefits businesses and that need to respond rapidly to market change. And increased competition. Spectrum trading lowers entry barriers for small operators and startups. This increased competition fosters innovation and improves services for consumers. Next, flexibility and responsiveness. Operators can sell unused spectrum and adjust their usage based on market demand. This flexibility helps companies adapt quickly to evolving technology and consumer preferences. And coming into the conclusion, the for spectrum trading, enhanced efficiency. Spectrum trading promotes more efficient use of limited frequency resources by ensuring they are allocated to areas of high demand. This optimization leads to better overall performances in the telecommunication sector. Next, market opportunities. By enabling smaller companies and startups to acquire spectrum, trading fosters a competitive environment. This competition drives innovation and leads to improved services for consumers. Next, faster access. The trading process allows for quicker access to spectrum, which is essential for the rapid deployment of new technologies. This speed helps telecommunication companies respond to market needs more effectively. Next, dynamic market. Spectrum trading creates a flexible market capable of adapting to changing consumer demands and technological advancement. This dynamism is crucial for keeping pace with the fast evolving telecommunication landscape. Finally, the economic growth. Overall, spectrum trading supports economic growth by encouraging investment in new services and in infrastructure. This investment not only benefits companies but also enhances the user experience for consumers. So, hope everyone enjoyed this lecture. I appreciate your participation in my discussion on spectrum trading. I hope you found it informative and enjoyable. Your engagement makes these sessions worthwhile. I am looking forward to my next session together. Thank you once again.